They say when darkness slipped beyond the grasp of light, the earth trembled, and from the divine fury she arose. Her skin was darker than night, her eyes burned like dying stars. Her name was Kali, the goddess who feared neither death nor God. She danced through blood and chaos, and with every step remade the universe. But was she humanity's doom, or its final salvation? It all began with a great cosmic war. In ancient times, the Hindu gods, devas, forces of good, battled against powerful demons, asuras. One of the greatest threats was a demon named Raktabija, meaning the seed of blood. This demon possessed a terrifying power. Every drop of his blood that touched the ground would create an exact copy of himself. The army of gods, led by the warrior goddess Durga, fought him fiercely, but every sword strike only produced more enemies. In the height of rage and desperation, Durga, embodiment of Shakti, divine feminine power, rubbed her forehead, and from it Kali was born, a black, wild flame bursting from the fire of divine fury. But this is only one version of Kali's birth. Her origins are layered and complex. In some scriptures, Kali emerges from Parvati's eyebrow, Parvati being Shiva's gentle wife, or even from her shadow, symbolizing Kali as the dark, wrathful aspect of Shakti. Where Parvati represents softness, love and domestic harmony, Kali embodies chaos, destruction, and transformation. This contrast gives the myth its philosophical depth. Kali is the manifestation of the repressed side of feminine energy. And when that power is released, it transforms the world itself. Kali's appearance was terrifying yet majestic. Her skin black as the endless night, eyes blazing red with fury, wild flowing hair, and a tongue stretched out, symbolizing either shame or victory over the ego. The symbolism of her tongue varies across India. In Bengal, it represents remorse for having harmed Shiva, while in South India, it stands for fearless feminine power. Two distinct cultural interpretations of the same sacred symbol. She had 4 arms. In one, she held a sharp sword, the weapon of righteous destruction. In another, a severed head, symbol of the death of ego. Her 2 remaining hands were raised in gestures of blessing and protection, Abhaya and Varada mudras, offering freedom from fear and divine grace. Around her neck hung a garland of 51 or 108 skulls, each representing the 51 letters of the Sanskrit alphabet, the source of mantras and divine knowledge, showing that Kali wears the cosmic sound of creation around her very being. Her skirt was made of severed hands, symbolizing karma, the actions of humans, and the end of their cycles. She rode a lion, the emblem of raw strength and courage, and dwelled in battlefields and cremation grounds, places where death and transformation intertwine. Kali leapt into the battlefield with a terrifying laugh. Raktabija, upon seeing her, mocked and said, "Who is this dark-skinned woman who dares to fight me?" But Kali, moving as fast as lightning, attacked him relentlessly. Every time her sword struck his body and blood gushed out, she opened her mouth wide and drank the blood mid-air, before a single drop could touch the ground. The demon screamed, "What kind of sorcery is this?" But Kali, her eyes blazing with fury, drank his blood and devoured every clone that was born from it. The battlefield was soon covered in corpses, and Kali danced upon them, a wild, frenzied dance that shook the earth and darkened the sky. This dance mirrored the Tandava, the cosmic dance of Shiva, or the Rudra Tandava, the fierce dance of destruction, where energy and consciousness merge into one. The earth trembled, the stars dimmed, and her dance became a cosmic rhythm, one of both destruction and creation, ending the old to make way for the new. Raktabija, now weak and desperate, begged for mercy, but Kali, with a final decisive strike, severed his head and drank the last of his blood. Victory! The demons were vanquished and the gods sighed in relief. Yet the story did not end there. Kali's fury could not be contained. After the war, Kali lost control. The bloodshed had driven her mad, and she began to destroy everything. Trees, animals, even the lesser gods. The cosmos stood on the brink of annihilation. Here, the inner conflict between Durga and Kali becomes clear. In some versions, Durga, seeing Kali's uncontrollable violence, grows afraid and tries to restrain her, like a dialogue between two aspects of one, goddess, compassion, and wrath. This duality is visually and symbolically powerful, showing that even gods must confront their own darkness. The gods turn to Shiva, the god of destruction and meditation, the husband of Parvati, of whom Kali is an aspect. Shiva, knowing that only love could calm her rage, threw himself onto the battlefield, but not always as a mighty god. In some tellings, he appears as a helpless baby or as a lifeless corpse, Shava, to awaken Kali's maternal compassion. As Kali danced in her frenzy, she stepped on Shiva's chest. Suddenly, she felt something soft beneath her foot. She looked down and saw Shiva, her beloved, lying beneath her, or in some versions, a crying infant. Ashamed, Kali's tongue, always outstretched, became the symbol of her remorse. In that moment, her fury turned into compassion. Her dance ceased, and she returned to her gentler form. This scene is a symbol of cosmic balance. Kali, as Shakti, active energy, stands upon Shiva, silent consciousness, showing that without energy, consciousness is inert, and without consciousness, energy is destructive. But Kali is not only a destroyer, she is a liberator. In Hindu traditions, especially in Bengal, Kali is worshipped as the divine mother. She destroys the ego so that the soul can be free. For example, in another story, Kali emerges from the body of Vishnu, the preserver god, to awaken him and defeat the demons Madhu and Kaitabha, or in the battle with Shumba and Nishumba, other demons. She separates from Parvati and turns black with rage to eradicate evil. In tantric philosophy, the esoteric tradition, and yoga, Kali symbolizes the death of the ego, the release from mental illusions, and the attainment of absolute consciousness. In this view, Kali is no longer a terrifying being, but a gatekeeper of spiritual liberation. She frees us from material bonds, so we can reach cosmic unity. In ancient India, sects such as Kaula, a tantric sect, Kapalika, skull-bearing ascetics, and Agori, extreme Shaivite monks, worshipped her. These sects meditated in cremation grounds and did not fear death, believing that death was merely a transformation, a symbol of embracing darkness to reach light. The Agoris, who evolved from the Kapalikas, even practiced extreme rituals such as eating the flesh of the dead to overcome the fear of death and attain divine consciousness. Today, Kali stands as a symbol of ancient feminism, a powerful woman who embraces darkness to bring forth light. She teaches us that when anger is guided, it can become liberating. Darkness is a part of life, and true freedom comes from accepting death and transformation. If you travel to India, you'll find thousands worshipping her in temples like Kalighat in Kolkata, offering flowers, fruits, and, in the past, even animal sacrifices, seeking her protection and deliverance. The story of Kali, the goddess of rage, darkness, and liberation, is a reminder that within every destruction lies the seed of a new creation. In the end, Kali destroyed, and yet she saved. She turned rage into liberation and death into awakening. They say even now, beneath the Indian moon, her dance still echoes through the graveyards. And if you listen closely to the wind, you'll hear her laughter. So tell me, do you fear Kali, or do you understand her? Leave your thoughts below, like and subscribe, because sometimes the darkest gods live within us.